Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Another day, isn't it? Yesterday was crazy pants. Wow. Oh, let's cut it there. Yesterday was crazy pants, wasn't it? Holy smokes. A lot of volatility and a lot of talk about what caused that volatility. And you know what? It really doesn't matter. At least from my perspective, it doesn't matter. Why? Well, because we track what the institutions are doing, and that is the most important thing because the institutions are what drive price in the markets. And so if we're tracking the buying and selling that they are doing, then we know um, as long as we do what they do, we're going to follow along on their coattails, right? Right along on their coattails, like they say. And so this is one of the reasons why I wanted to take a short here on gold, aiming for down here, was because I know with great certainty that when price got up to this area, because it was an institutional area created by them over here, that when price got back to there, it was going to drop. And so you see, I had this area drawn here before price ever contacted here. And as you can see, price rallied, okay, and started to make its move. So even though we got the major volatility that we got, look where price went to, okay? You see the big spike in price? Look what happened. Where did price go? Okay? It didn't go anywhere up here, okay? It didn't go into any mysterious land of the unknown. It went straight back into a supply area, okay? Right back into a supply area. So, what was the news release? There was negative for the dollar, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. That's how little I really care about the data because it really makes no difference. It's just going to excel price action in the direction that it was heading in before. Today's the 17th. Let's see this week. Come on. It's not allowing me. How about I click on yesterday? Nope, that's not working either. Let's try here. Here we go. All right, so Wednesday. No. Let me see. Core inflation. That was Tuesday. Right here. So it was negative, some positive, okay? Negative. Okay. Negative, which drove euro to the upside and gold to the upside, right? Right here. So who do you think was buying gold on this major spike to the upside here? I mean, it's the same thing, guys. It's always the same thing taking place, right? If you pay attention, you've been following us for a while, you'll know that these data releases are always used in the same manner. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but how is it that the banks would have known what the data was going to be? I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they do know. All I know is that whenever the data comes out, it always helps to facilitate the moves of the institutions. So gold was rallying up here, wasn't it? We had some some mixed data, mostly negative from what I see for the dollar. And that caused the euro to rally and it caused the gold to rally. And what's the interesting thing here? When we look at the euro US dollar, for instance, what's the thing that the banks have needed to do? What's the one thing that they've been needing to do, I should say? It's take profits on long positions, right? Take profits on long positions, okay? So that means they have to close out long positions. How do they close out long positions? For you to offload a long position, what do you have to do? Let me just bring out the data and bring you to euro. Okay, you see the column here? All right, do you see the long trades here? 241,000 was what they had July 8th. Okay, Their maximum all-time long size is 266. We're not that far away from there. So what do you think is required for them to offload, right? Let's say you have a big basket of apples and you need to offload those apples. You spent all your money purchasing apples. Now you have a big basket of apples. What do you need? You need to create demand for what? You need to create demand for apples. Okay. So how do you create this demand? How do you just magically make everybody want to buy apples from you, right? You have to create some kind of scenario. So when I see situations like what happened with the data, it makes me wonder: is this really helping the banks or not? And to come out with negative U.S. dollar data, causing everybody to want to go long the euro, isn't that a situation where it's helping to facilitate the transfer of long positions from the banks to retail traders? It is, isn't it? Anyways, so so that's what I see happening here. The big rally caused allowed for the banks to offload long positions at high prices. That's a double whammy. This is exactly what they want. They want to offload their positions and they want to offload them at high prices, right? Because you went in long at a low price, you want to offload your position at a high price. So so when all this craziness was happening, all this volatility was taking place, all I was doing was looking at the charts and realizing price is going to rally back up into that area of supply and then it's going to drop again. It's going to continue on in the direction that it was going to head in before all the news. And so this is what we're seeing now. So we got the spike up and now it's moving back to the downside. So let's take a look at the euro and what happened here. Same situation. Okay, same situation. The only difference is that here on the 4-hour time frame, price was contacting this area of demand on the 4-hour chart. And so we were watching this because I knew that once the banks took out that area, they were going to drop price even further. And so we were watching to see how they were going to take that zone out. And this is when the momentum really kicked in. Okay. Momentum really kicked in here, and all of a sudden it reversed. And it left me speculating whether or not this zone was actually removed because of the spike to the downside and the immediate reversal back up. It made me wonder whether or not this zone was removed. The conclusion I'm coming to is that this zone is not removed. Okay. Which tells me now, when I look at price action, you see where price action is right now. It's inside that zone. This tells me now that the zone is in play. What does that mean, Kevin? Well, that means a demand zone created by the banks all the way back here is now being tested. All right. So what's the main driving factor right now? It's buying. Okay. Because we always got to determine, are the banks buying or are they selling? And is it going to be long-term buying, medium-term buying, short-term buying, very short-term buying? What is it? Well, we're looking at a 4-hour time frame. We have demand in play. It's short-term buying. Okay. Now we have data coming out very soon. Let me open this up again. There. Yeah, so let me see here. Did this screen refresh yet? That's very strange. This week. Okay. Doesn't want to refresh. Fine. So we have data coming out in about 3 minutes. Yeah, we had PPI yesterday, and Tuesday was the inflation. Yeah, PPI negative. See what I mean? Positive for the euro. So now we have jobless claims. Let's just shrink that down here. We got retail sales, continuing jobless claims, 4-week average, initial jobless claims, retail sales, month over month, year over year, retail sales. So we're going to see in 2 minutes what the outcome is going to be. But let's remember that on the chart here, we have demand that's in play, short-term demand. And the key thing here is I want to see how this demand area is broken through. Because the key for continued move to the downside is for that zone to be broken through. And remember, the reason why we are suspecting that price is going to go down is because they need to take profits on long positions. And when they do that, it causes price to drop. That's number one. Number two, we have institutional supply that came into play here. They continued their selling here. They broke through an institutional demand area, which opened up the chart for a move even lower. And they created institutional supply up here, and they're selling here as well. And I mentioned this yesterday. I made a post on social media and in our Telegram channel. If you're not in our Telegram channel, you got to get there. There's a link in our description. I said here could be the very spot where this continuation of the move to the downside is going to commence. And look what happened overnight. Shapoom, right back down. Okay, so now we're in that demand area. So I am looking for a short signal for the risk to riches challenge, and I am waiting to see how this area of demand is going to be removed, because I believe it will be removed. How it's going to be removed, I don't know. All I know is short-term buying is in play right now because we have a demand in play. So let's see what the data is going to be, and see if it's going to help the institutions with dropping price. Okay, let's sit back and watch and learn from the experience. 35 seconds. Twenty seconds. Here we go. 5, 3. All right, let's look at price action. Look at price action on the right-hand side. Remember, we have demand in play. We want to know what's going to happen. How are they going to remove this zone? Are they going to continue with the short-term buying? Retail sales positive. Month over month. Look at that. Price dropping now. So if it's positive for the dollar, we're going to get a negative reaction on the euro. And remember, we want to see price break through this area of demand. We just want to know if they're going to use this data. Look at that. To shift price. Let's see what happens here. Look at all the positive data. Interesting. After the banks have already offloaded a massive amount of their long positions. Look at that. Okay. And we're not going to assume that this demand zone is being removed right now, because this is retail traders also coming in here and reacting to this data. Okay, look at that, look at that, look at that. You see how price is approaching my target 1? If you look on my screen, you'll see target 1 is listed there. That target 1 was located because in that specific area because of an institutional area that we located on a higher time frame, indicating to us that when price got down here, there was a very good chance right here. Okay, target 1, there was a very good chance that we were going to see some buying pressure coming into play. Okay, so this could be a setup here where all the data comes out super positive for the dollar, which is negative for the euro. We see the move to the downside right towards that area where my target was, where we located on a higher time frame a potential area where the banks could start buying again. And now we're starting to see pressure to the upside. So is it coming into play right now, that buying? Possibly, possibly. And they could be getting retail traders to short while the banks come in and buy. They could be pushing price back up again, only for later on to reverse price when the retail traders start to offload their shorts to the banks. and then start piling into longs, this could work perfectly. Because at the same time, if we look at positions here, right? Take a look at shorts. They're not super aggressive, right? Look at shorts before, back in February, they were aggressive. You can see shorts are not aggressive now. If the banks are going to continue pushing price to the downside, maybe they want to accumulate a short position, right? And what better way than to get retail traders to pile into a short down here, offload their shorts at the high, and then get into long positions, which the banks are looking to offload to them, only in preparation for the banks to shoot price to the downside. Okay? So this is what I'm going to be watching today, all right? This is the mindset that I have when I'm taking a look at the data, I'm looking at what's playing out on the charts, and I'm trying to determine what is likely going to play out. All right, folks. Yeah, so we'll continue to monitor this. Very, very positive news for the dollar. And now we see this reaction to the upside. And let me just show you here what I was looking at. Here's what I'm looking at on the higher time frame I was telling you about, okay? I have my targets down here just below this area because you see that bullish engulf, okay? So we were expecting this area to be used as some kind of a area of a launch in price, okay? We knew something was going to happen here. This is not an institutional demand area. It's just an imbalance, as I have written here, okay? Just an imbalance. It's not an institutional demand area. It's just an imbalance. But what does that mean? That means there could still be a reaction to the upside from this area. We don't know exactly how it's going to respond. So we wanted to be very careful in any short positions that we had to take profits around that area. Let price react, let them show their cards, and then we'd be able to get into another position, because I think there's a very good chance that we see price head even lower. We just got to let it react from that area, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, folks, I hope that was helpful. I think we got a lot of information out to you right as the data was coming out. And if you like it, great. If you like the video, like the information, beautiful. Hit the like, make sure you subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so that you get notified every time we do these live sessions, because I don't do them every single morning. It's whenever it's appropriate. Whenever I see the markets and they need some explanation, they need to be analyzed, and we need to get together and just get ourselves on the same page, I do those live sessions. So hit the notification bell to get notified when those live sessions happen. And if you enjoy the videos, you enjoy the content, hit the like button. It's always appreciated. All right, I'll let you go. If you want to find more, come join us in our Telegram channel. We'd love to have you there. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks for hooking up with me. Let me see gold. Look at that area heading down. Remember, sell here, buy down here. Okay, it's beautiful. Look at that, playing out exactly as we suspected. Beautiful. All right, very good. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.